Welcome back, sexy viewers. Minors not included. And today I'll be showing you how I edit on DaVinci Resolve 19 as a VTuber.
Let's get started.
Okay, no, but for real though, I'll be showing you how I use DaVinci Resolve 19. And this is how I edit my TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram videos. And also keeping this video super simple and short because I hate long form videos. Alright, so let's get started. Now that you've opened up a new file in DaVinci, it should look something like this. But before I get into all the important information, please watch this video on the screen first. And the reason why is because it shows you how I edit on DaVinci. I currently edit on my Stream Deck, which has all the hotkeys on DaVinci. But if you don't have a Stream Deck, I still think it's very important to watch the video because this video does show you all the hotkeys on your keyboard. That way you don't have to use your mouse too much. You can actually just use your keyboard to edit. Anyways, let's get started on all the important stuff. First things first, I don't actually use a screen. I actually use this third one. Next, you're going to go to No Clips and Media Pool, right click, and import your own media. And I'm just using a Twitch VOD as an example for this video. It's going to ask you to change project frame rate. I just click change. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Now we're just going to take our video and drag it onto the screen, and we should have video 1 and audio 1. What I really love about DaVinci is that it automatically separates the audio for you. Also, if your DaVinci doesn't look like mine, where you don't have this panel right here and the one on the right side, let me help you out with that real quick. So the panel down here is just the effects, so just click the effects button up here, and the one on the right side, just click inspector. All right, so notice how the screen is actually horizontal. Let's fix that. It depends on what content you're making, but most of the time, if you're watching this video, if you're making a TikTok or a YouTube short, you're gonna want it vertical. So what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna move first because you can't see the button. You see this little settings button? Click the settings button. The screen should say this up top. If it doesn't, just change these and then just click the use vertical resolution and then click save, and that should automatically put it vertical for you. Now, if you decided to skip over the video where I said that I use my Stream Deck to edit, that's okay. I will give you some of the hotkeys because you don't want to go back and forth from like going to edit and then going back to clicking over here. It is so annoying. So I'm not going to deep dive into all the hotkeys, but the two main hotkeys you should know are A and B. B being your split button and A being your cursor button. So the next step is just scrubbing through your VOD. And by doing that, I mean splitting the video up and deleting everything that you don't want. So for example, I'm clicking the B button on my keyboard and splitting all the audio and stuff up that I don't want, selecting everything that I don't want and deleting with the delete button. And you can also use the backspace button for this as well. And you go back to clicking your cursor by clicking A. Now, as you can see, I have a little small clip on my screen. Obviously, as an example, this clip is really boring. It doesn't have anything juicy in it. I'm just using it to edit this video. But notice how on my TikTok clips, I always have my head all the way at the top of the video. Let me show you how I do that. So what I'm going to do is, you see this orange bar right here? I'm just going to take it and put it all the way at the end. Then I'm going to take my cursor and highlight the audio and video that you already see. Then do copy, which is Control C, and then Control V, which is paste. Now I'm going to select the second video and audio and move it on top of the first one. So it should look something like this. So it should say video 1, video 2, audio 1, and audio 2. I'm going to set this orange bar all the way to the front now. And that's just so I can see the video on the screen, because if not, it's just going to be a black screen. Now you're going to go into the effects panel right here. And again, if you don't have it, just click on the effects button at the top and you're going to click filters. Scroll all the way down till you find transform, and you're going to drag transform on top of video 2. Now I'm going to click video 2 and you notice how it's highlighted in orange, and we're going to click video up here at the top. Notice how my VTuber's not in frame? We're going to change that. Now you can do it manually by clicking the transform button right here and then moving the video over, but then that leaves your video kind of messy just because it's not lined up all the way. So I personally don't like doing it that way. So I go to position X and just move it all the way over. That way it's still lined up on the Y axis. And now we're going to go back into effects. You're just going to click this button right here. We're going to click on image adjustments, and we're going to go to edge rounding and turn it up all the way. I personally don't touch position X. I only touch position Y, and this moves it all the way up, and that way it stays centered. I also mess with the zoom. This way the circle isn't so big in the video, and then I just go back and Y and tweak with it a little bit. Okay, so notice how my head isn't in the center of the circle. Let's fix that now. We're going to go back into video, and we're just going to go to X and put my head in the center, zoom in by the zoom button, and we're just going to play around with it a little bit. And if you want to make it go up, go to position Y, and now my head is in the center. So now we have a whole TikTok clip right here. So what you're going to do next is just delete one of the audios, because obviously you don't need two of them. It's just going to make it louder for the audience. So now let's jump into text. So I'm basically going to show you how I put text on my videos, and I also show you where I get my fonts. So we're going to head to titles, and we're going to click on font. But before we click and drag it over, you notice how you don't have a video 3 here. That means you don't have any more space. So we're going to make some space. See this bar right here? We're just going to drag it a little bit down, and then we can drag text over. And this way video 3 pops up. So notice how this text is kind of tiny. I want it to match the video at the bottom, so I'm just going to drag it and make it bigger. This longer is better. I'm sorry. So now that you've got your text, your screen should look something like this. If you want to see the text settings, just click on title. So to change your font, you just go to font family. If you want to change the color, you click on color. Size is size. If you want to change the position of the text on your screen, you just go down to position and just move it there. Obviously, the basics. Now that we're done with your text settings, let me show you how to download your own fonts and insert them into DaVinci. So the website you'll be going to is called dafont.com. I'll also put it in the description down below. You're basically going to download all the fonts that you want, and they have different different categories. So you got cartoon, comic, groovy. So if you want a font, just click the download button. Then you're going to head to your file explorer and click on downloads. Once you click on downloads, you're going to find the file for your font. I downloaded this random one. This one's called Postbook. So you're going to right click and click on extract all. There should be an extract button and you're going to click that as well. After that, you should get a screen exactly like this. And then you're just going to click on the font that has a little picture that has like a little letter on it. So now you should have a screen that looks like this. You're just going to click the button that says install. And this should automatically install the font into your computer. That way, now your DaVinci has it. If you don't see that your DaVinci has it still, close your DaVinci and then reopen it, and then the font should automatically be downloaded in there. And I'm just going to do twitch.tv/Lummi. Obviously, you can't see it in the video, so I'm just going to go down to zoom and turn it down. I like to change the color of my fonts in the videos, and I have custom colors for my fonts. So you're just going to click on color, and I'm going to use this baby yellow because I always use it in all of my videos. If you want to save your own custom colors, you're just going to put in the hex code and then add custom color, and it should automatically put it down here for you. Sometimes if the color of the font blends into the background of the video, I like to up the stroke, and by that I mean I go down to stroke and I just turn it up. But when you do that, it looks really ugly. So let's fix that. And I fix it by clicking outside only, and that way it only goes on to the outside of the font, so it just creates like a border. Now that I have the font on my screen, I like to make it look like that it pops into the screen, so I give it like a video effect. So to do that, I go to video transitions under effects, and you can choose any kind of transition you want. I use two different kinds of transitions. I use pop and push. But before I put the transition on, I'm just going to go to this little bar right here and zoom in so I know where I'm putting the transition. So I'm taking push, and now I'm just dragging it onto my text. If you take this bar and play around with it, that is for the duration. And on the right hand side, if you see it push left, I actually do push up. And this way the text pushes up onto the screen. Now, if you don't want push anymore and you don't like how it looks, you can just click on the effect. You can see that it's highlighted and just delete it. And the second transition that I like using is called pop wobble, and it should look something like this. Now, say you want something to move around on your screen. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to use a picture as an example, but you can also do this with text as well. And it's the same exact way. And again, if you want more room, you just drag the bar down, and that way you have a video for. And I'm just going to expand it. Then I'm going to click on the picture that I imported and zoom out on it. That way it doesn't take up the whole entire screen. Notice how the picture's in the middle. I want the picture to move around the whole entire screen. So what we're going to do is click on zoom and click on position. I'm just going to move it to a different frame in the video and then move the picture anywhere I want, and then click on the two same buttons. That way it's saved. And I'm going to keep doing that. So I'm going to move to a different frame in the video and then move the picture wherever I want it to be. And then do the same thing. And then I'm going to actually zoom in because you can also do zoom with this one and it should save it. So now let's go back to the start of the video and we're going to click play to see if it actually worked. And then boom, you have something on the screen that actually moves. So for images that you move around, those key points will still be saved. So if you move it anywhere in the video, it should look exactly the same. And if you want to move your text the same exact way you move those images, you still have those buttons on the side. Also, in my videos, I like to put in sound effects. If you want a really good website with sound effects, I use myinstance.com. I also put it down in the description down below. And this website has so many audios. And you import those audios the same way you import videos as well. And when you import those audios, they go right down here below. Instead of being in the video section, they'll be in the audio section. I don't ever play around with the sound quality of my audios, but I do split up the audios. That way, it gets trimmed. So yeah, that's how I edit all of my videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, or leave a suggestion for more videos down below. I very much appreciate it. I hope this video helped.